Welcome to the Crimson Comedy Show! Welcome to the Crimson Comedy Show. I'm your host, Andy. Today we got a very special guest today. He's a comedian, podcaster, and a new door guy at the Above the Iron Comedy Club. Give it up for Fil Castillo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did I get all those credits right?
That is correct. Father of two boys.
Hi, I'm a father of two daughters. So.
Yeah, I mean, teenager and little one. It brings the best out of you.
Like I said, I have a 17 and a 7-year-old. You said you have an 18 and a 12?
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Yeah. And not only that, the 12-year-old thinks he's 20. You know what I mean?
My 17-year-old thinks she's 20. She's like, oh, Dad, can I have a hit of your vape? Like, no, fuck no. Like,
well, his mom's kind of leaned a little bit towards like he got drunk his sophomore year of high school, and I've always told my boys, call me, don't call your mom. Call me.
That's what I tell my daughter, too. I mean? Like, I always tell her, if anything goes down, don't be afraid to call me. Like, yeah. I'd rather I come get you than some fucking dumbass kid drive you home somewhere, you know?
Well, my mom would always tell me I'd rather be the phone call of hearing you call me late at night than the cops or the hospital saying something.
Hey, but honestly, this generation of kids, they're weenies. I don't know about your kids, but, like, they don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't, like, do anything.
My oldest has dabbled in drinking, but it's more like he gets all emo. So then he's like, listens to his friends telling him chug, 7 buzz balls, or whatever it is.
My daughter was like, oh, at my friend's high school graduation, they let him smoke a cigar. I was like, wow. I don't care.
I'm fucking 44, dude. I'm going to be 44. I've never smoked a cigar, dude.
Cigars are fucking amazing. They get you fucking... You think you a huge head change for sure.
A lot of people say that, dude, but I only smoke Swishers. You know what I mean? Like, that's the closest I get to a cigar is emptying out.
If you ever go to a cigar lounge, it's badass. You feel like a boss. I've been to a few in my day, and it's pretty cool. There's one out in Bellflower next to the stand-up, or whatever that comedy club in Bellflower is called.
Yeah, I think it's just Bellflower Comedy Club.
The stand-up, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
I went to one right there before a show, and they have like a full-on bar, and you could smoke cigars inside. I felt like I was in...
what the fuck? Inside? Dude,
it's a cigar lounge with a full bar. Like,
oh, that's wild.
You could sit outside or inside, and they have a bunch of chairs like this in there, a bunch of recliners. Everyone's in there just smoking. It's badass.
That's like... That's why I like doing. Marco Trinidad has a show up in Adelanto, and it's a smoke lounge inside of a dispensary. So when you look at the audience, you look and it looks like it's a scene from Scarface. Like there's white leather couches everywhere, like green because it's their colors like green too. So it's like just emerald green fucking jackets that say Jets across it, or Jet because it's a jet room. But yeah, just the ambience. I was like, dude, every room needs to be like this.
Yeah, that's badass.
You know what I mean?
Anytime I've ever been to a lounge, I feel like a cartel boss too. It's
oh yeah. Well, I think too, just like some of those places make you feel more comfortable, because maybe you're not a drinker. You know what I mean? And you get better in your zone when you smoke.
No, I'm a drinker for sure.
You know what I mean? Well, me, I'm a little bit of both, but drinking tends to send me down past that I don't come back from easily, so I try not to drink.
I just limit myself when I'm out. Like today, I could have drank today, but I was just like, no, I'm good. I don't feel like it.
Yeah.
That's why I know I don't have a drinking problem.
Oh no, mine was like, I was never a bad drunk. I was more like, damn, that fool's fun as fuck. But when is he gonna leave?
Oh, you're a lingerer?
Well, not a lingerer, but it was more like, damn, he's partying for 3 days straight and he hasn't slowed down.
Hey,
like
now that I've gotten older, like sometimes my friends come over, we drink in the garage. We have garage beers, and I work a lot. I work early hours, so if I don't have to work the next day, I'll get drunk with them.
Yeah.
But about 9 o'clock, one eye starts getting tired. I'm just like struggling to stay awake with these fools, and I'm like, I've passed out in my couch in my garage. I have a little futon.
Uh-huh.
One time I passed out in there, and my friend just left. And my garage was open. Like,
Oh, that's funny.
I was like, I woke up at like 4 in the morning with the garage open and shit, and I'm like, "Fool, what the fuck? Like, why didn't you at least close the garage?"
Right? Give me a blanket, something,
He
dude.
walked out the garage and just went to his car and left, but just left me there. Like,
That's funny, dude. Yeah. I've went through, I mean, I don't think that's another thing I don't think this generation's ever gonna experience is garage beers.
hell yeah, I love garage
You
beer.
know what I mean? Just fucking the conversations you have with your homies and the shit talking and the fucking just having a good time, not worrying about shit.
I've hung out with my friends here, but never comic friends. I try to invite comics over to drink, and they're always out fucking drunk somewhere else. I'm like, like I've had Leo Fontana here, and he doesn't drink. I'm like, the fuck, like have a beer.
Oh yeah, no, Leo, dude, Leo.
Imagine how drunk he would be, like, or how he would be drunk.
I don't even know, dude. What if
He wants to fucking fight as soon as he gets drunk.
Like not only that, dude. What if he becomes straight ladies man, dude? Just, you know what I mean? Just casting over, dude. Like I've always loved Leo, bro. Like I tell everyone, even when I see him, you could ask him. I'll be like, "Fucking the legends in the house."
I'm so tired of talking about this fool. On every episode, he gets brought up. Like,
because he's like that.
We could call him later if you want.
Yeah, for sure. But he's like one of those people where, like, if you went around in a room, you're like, "Hey, if me and a comedian got in a fight, would you punch him for me?" And you'd be like, "Who's the comedian?" Be like, "Leo." Guaranteed, everyone's like, "Well, what'd you do?" You know what I mean? Because Leo don't fuck with nobody. He don't talk shit.
If I ever need information, I just ask him. He knows like the history the history of every comedian.
And not only that, I've heard it from multiple sources. Like, hey, if you want to know if anybody said this joke, tell it to Leo. And I was like, nah. And then someone else told me, hey, if you want to know of anything that happened in the IE with comedy, ask Leo. And I'm like, what the hell? And then I heard a third comic, oh, this is all in 1 week, say it again, but they said it in a whole nother realm. But it was like, oh, if you want to know anything about a certain comic, hit up Leo.
Leo has opened his book up to me a lot, so I know a lot about you too, Leo, all right? Yeah. I got receipts on you too, motherfucker.
I know, I feel like Leo's like our Epstein, dude. Like, he just has records on everybody.
I'm telling him, like, to create a fucking Instagram, like, so he can grow his following, you know? But he don't want... I told him I'm gonna make a fan page of you, watch.
Right, dude? Just video him and do clips for himself. Like, yeah, no, I tell him all the time. Like, he's one of those comics that, are you gonna be able to book him? You know what I mean? Is he gonna? And I tell people, maybe I should
tell him to do a show on time. I had the guy had a guest on here, and we called him, and I forced him to fucking book the show because he's like,
funny.
He's like, he wants to keep running the open mics. I'm like, yeah, but it's cool, but book shows are cool too, you know?
Oh, I think for me, book shows is what I do all the fucking open mics for, where I'm bombing or when I'm doing in a room and it's only comics that have heard the set 12 other times.
You know what I like about him? We always bump heads. Like, we don't have the same views and everything, but I still like him. I told him, you give bad advice sometimes, but I still like you. And I'm like,
oh, that's funny.
I told him, you give me a lot of recommendations for people on the podcast, and everybody's ever recommended has left me on red. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stop asking you for recommendations, but.
Yeah, but I think what I've took it as too is like, I think people get caught up in like their own shit. And they don't really like, oh fuck, you know, I forgot that I didn't read this or didn't do that. You know what I mean? So I try not to take that so personal, especially like, I mean, how I even came into the scene and like no one fucked with me at all.
Let's start talking about this. Fuck Leo. Let's talk about you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 7 minutes illegal. Okay, so how long have you been doing comedy and how'd you get started? Let's go.
So technically full time has been a year and gonna be 8 months in August.
And you're already a door guy, hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. But I will say that shit was rough, bro. Like, if anybody thinks they're just gonna hop in comedy and fucking kill Tony it right away, fucking.
It was actually pretty easy. I'm just kidding.
Nah, dude, not easy, but frustrating. It was frustrating because I felt, to be honest, and I think every comic should think this about themselves, is like, I feel every time I walk up to that mic, even if no one's laughing, I fucking killed that set. You know what I mean? Because
that's what they say, that you have to tell yourself, I'm the funniest guy. Hype yourself up because it helps kill the nerves. Everybody gets nervous. Like, I get over the stage fright. It comes and goes. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but sometimes my heart would just start beating when you're on deck. But then it goes away. Or some places I go to, I don't feel anything. I don't know. It's weird.
I tell people I don't even eat before I perform.
Well, you don't have to. You don't have to go to the restroom.
No, just in general. Like, I don't.
You want to be hungry for comedy, not talking.
Well, it's more like I'm such a superstitious person that I did it once and I had a fucking amazing set. So I'm like, I'm not eating before any set.
You fast, keep your mind clear or whatever.
Yeah, but it also too lets me focus. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it has me more zoned in on being in the moment, and I think that's what a lot of comedians don't do. Is we don't focus that we're doing something that other people can't even fucking do, man. We're actually trying to do something.
I did an interview for a promotion at work, and they're like, "Do you have trouble speaking in front of crowds?" I was like, "Actually, no.
Yeah.
I have about 3 years of experience of stand-up comedy, so
Yeah.
I was like, I'm actually pretty well spoken. So
Well, that's the thing too. Is a lot of people when I tell them how short of a time I've done it, is how calm I am when I'm up there performing, right? And I tell them, for me, is there's moments where I just black out, right? And I'm just writing like, fuck, look at everyone's faces. Like, they're liking this shit.
Sometimes I'll just talk to one or two people, just focus on one person, focus on another. Like, so it's not like you're talking to a sea of people. You're only talking, it's like you're having a conversation, Like,
yeah. And sometimes what I'll try to do is focus on the big thing in the room and take the power of that out. So it's just now I'm the only big thing.
You know what's the worst? Is when the lights are so blinding you can't see anything.
Yeah.
It fucks me up. It like what's the word I'm looking for? It makes me like lethargic or something, because like if I'm talking to blackness and I can't see who I'm talking to, I feel like my timing is off. I've done a few shows like that where the lights just blinding, and I'm like, I literally can't even see a face. Like,
dude.
So is your guys' lighting like that at the?
So it kind of is, but you could see the first couple rows, but we darken the room and everything.
I feel like the lighting should be like this above you, not pointed at you.
Yeah, it in a sense it is like it's as the crowd goes further back, it's harder to see, right? But one of the door guys so happened to have the light switch in his pocket this last thing, and one of our new door girls, up and comer girl, Danielle, she's good, bro. Like,
shout out to Danielle.
Yeah. No, I mean, if
follow the Crimson Comedy Show.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys get a chance to see her and just see like what could
is she
be.
From out there?
No, I think she's from Moreno Valley or something, but she went to one of the shows that I opened up for and hosted for Don Hefty. And if you guys don't know who he is, he opens up for Fluffy.
He's a legend around.
Yeah, he's a fun dude. He's a fun guy. Big guy though. I thought I was a big dude.
He's a cook too or something, right? Or he has his own like catering business?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I didn't really like.
I think he cooks barbecue or something.
Yeah, something like that. I think he does do barbecue.
He's like a chef.
Yeah.
And a DJ. He does it all.
I think at this point you got it.
Don't quote me. I think he does all of that.
But I think he's from a generation of comics that you had to do all that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To like really get known. Like, okay, I can't really fucking host or anything, but I'll be your DJ. You know what I mean? And then it was like, oh, I'll be your sound guy. I'll be this. And you kind of worked your way up. Now it's like, you try to become a door guy, so you have a resident spot, so that way I don't have to do as many open mics. I mean, being a father, you realize like I can't go Monday through Friday every open mic, but I'll pick a few. But for me is like Frank gave me the option of now, like, this is my room. I can jump on anybody's card. I can host anything there. I can produce shows there.
Have you met any cool people there, like big comics? I know you guys have been having some big names in there.
No, that's the funny part, dude. Is
they don't talk to you?
No, the crazy part is when the biggest person that we had come through, two of the biggest people.
You got nervous?
I had pneumonia.
Oh, you called in sick that day?
Dude, it was bad, bro. I was so pissed because Jack Shaw came through.
You remember, and they say in high school when you called off sick, then all of a sudden there was a fight. Yeah, Rock showed up.
Yeah, dude. No, that was. And then Richard Villa sold out 2 shows, and they had to add a 3rd show.
That's cool. How many seats are in the room?
I would say like you get 60 people in there.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean it's a fucking, the open mic's a fun ass room, dude. I mean, I tell people all the time, like my first mic, and I'll give them a shout out because everyone gives them a shout out, is the Buddy System, right?
Buddy.
Yeah, and fucking how I met them or how I got introduced to that mic is a comedian. I don't know if anybody's ever talked about him, but Nick Laney.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah, okay, so clean comic, did the same clean set everywhere you went.
I like his Matt Damon joke.
Yeah. I mean, all his jokes were funny, but you just had to be clear-minded, and a lot of us are corrupt. You know what I mean? To see someone like that and dedicate themselves to just that innocent like humor part of comedy, I just gave him props in general because no one heckled him. anytime I went. But anyways, my brother passed away, and I went through some depression, and I've always wanted to do comedy, and I started to before he passed away, and then I took 2 years off. And my friend Tara was at a brewery that Nick was doing a show at.
We're at the one.
I think the San Dimas one, the High Point. I think that's what it is.
He used to have a room. Oh, he ran the room there.
Yeah, and so she was like, "Oh, my friend, he really wants to do comedy, but he's going through depression."
He's like, perfect.
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh, we'll save him." No, yeah, he hit me up on Instagram and was like, "Hey, brother, your friend said this. I think you should really try out this room. It's good for new comics." And so I'm like, hell yeah, right? First one I go to, dude, it's the first one of the new year, and I'm standing in line, and there's a ton of comics at.
Because they were doing like a raffle thing. If you like bought a beer, you get to do like 5 minutes or something.
Well, no. So when I first started going, everyone got 5 minutes, but they do priority where it's paid priority. I think it's like $5 to get it in the 10 spots. But for me, in that room fills up like from 12 to 22 is the numbers you want to hit, because it's when the room is full and until everyone kind of like, I'm gonna go take off, drink,
Like when I go to Chatterbox, I have the worst luck there. Every time I go there, I'm always like in the very end. And I haven't gone in like a year. I stopped going there because of that, because I work a lot. Like I got to be at work at 4 a.m. It's 11 o'clock at night. I got to go,
Yeah, for sure.
So this last time I went, I was the first one there. I was there before they even opened. Steve pulls up on his little motorcycle, and he's like, "Oh, why are you here so early?" I was like, "I don't know. I thought they opened earlier. I wanted to have some drinks, But I was first one there. They pulled my number dead last, and I was like, "Motherfucker!" But shout out to Stevana. She bumped me up. She's like, "I knew you were here early, and you got to drive far, so I'm gonna bump you up." So thank you, Stevana.
Yeah. I'm actually on a card with her.
I was about to be like, fuck this place. I'm never coming back here, because it always happens to me. I'm like, how the fuck did I get dead last? Like, that's just my luck there. I'd never get lucky there. But yeah, you do want to be, I would say, in the first 15, like, because then people used to start leaving, or I'm gonna go have a drink, go have a smoke outside.
Yeah, but we've also had, like, I will give it, they created a great environment. It's just, I always get like, I know those guys, like we've done so many mics together, so they'll give me a hard time, like, oh, you're too good now, shit like that. But I know it's all fun and games, right? But at the same time, it was just like, I wanted to create something for myself that I could say, like, I did it for myself. It wasn't like one of my homies hooked it up. I did not know Frank at all, dude.
What do you think this is? It all started because I was like, all right, I want more followers. You need more followers. You can't just be a comic. You got to be a TikTok guy, this, that, whatever. Sure. And I tell people this all the time. Like, you go to open mics, you see a lot of people, but there's no time to talk to everyone. Like, so I was like, all right, I came into comedy not knowing anyone. Like, literally fucking nobody.
Yeah.
And I went to the buddy system. I started going to the Chatterbox. I just started moving all around, and then I met a bunch of people, and then I had done one podcast, my friend Gil's podcast. Shout out to Gil and the Mind Buzz. I did his podcast, and we got like our clips got huge numbers. Like, I guess people liked me, so I was like, maybe I should start my own podcast. And then
for sure.
And then maybe a couple months later, I started. It's come a long way. It was horrible. It's still not that great, but like, I built this, and I've met so many people. Like, nice to meet you. We met the other day for the first time. I've seen you around. I've seen your podcast. I watched you, and I never met you. I just stopped. I stopped going to certain mics, just not because of anyone, just because I wanted to just go to different ones. I got tired of being on the stage.
Off the record, he told me the names. Why, dude? I'll tell you guys later. Nah, I'm fucking around. But I've always heard with you, dude. I've always heard everyone that has brought you up, because you have a lot of my homies that have come on here.
I have all of the IE comics.
Yeah, well, that's my boy, my brother, fucking Nicky P, dude. That is my fucking goat right there. I tell everyone, if anything, I strive to be his energy on stage, just because. When I first started, I created this 5, like any sports person. Like, I was drawn to basketball, so I picked my top 5 of comics. When I first started, I was like, I'm gonna be better than all them. You know what I mean?
You sound like Leo Fontana.
Yeah, no, for real, dude. And Nicky P was one of them, and Junior was another one. Marco Trinidad was another one. Melissa May is another one. It's just, and Dave Diaz. Dave Diaz to me is fucking one of the most weirdest creative minds I've ever worked with, dude. Like, that's all I could say. People were like, "Oh, how's it working with them?" I was like, exactly how you think it is, dude.
On your guys' podcast, he just kept ripping on you all the time.
Oh, dude, that was dude. The funnier part is on the pod. management came up
You
to
guys
me.
should roast battle each other.
Well,
Get him back.
Well, that's the thing is he like I tell people, my roasting got better because of him. Because like you said, if you watch the pod, dude, they counted. We made a joke, dude, and we're like, I wonder how many fat jokes you said towards me. Our producer walked out and said we have 7.5 hours. 7.5 hours. We filmed over probably 50 episodes.
Hey, but as comics, we're supposed to talk shit to each other. Like I talk shit to Leo all the time. I don't care.
Well, and I think that's part of it. I think that's why you guys are friends. Is that you see the comedic shit in a joke. You don't see it as like, oh, this fool's talking shit about my Steam. You know,
if you guys are just hanging out and out of nowhere, he's like, hey, you fat fuck. Like, all right, what the hell's that about?
No, I get it from him all the time. This dude saw me at the fucking Improv and was like, Jesus, I thought you lost weight. Like, what the fuck? And then he tells Dave Thompson, giving Dave Thompson fucking self-esteem issues. He's like, dude, you guys are kind of the same size, but Phil has more neck right now, Dave. And Dave's like, what the fuck? So I was like, Dave's eating salads all week long just because of that.
Hey, that open mic was pretty fun. I hadn't gone on. I stopped going there too because I wasn't getting called.
Same.
I went like 6 months and did without getting called. I was like, man, this is the last time. I was like, if I don't get called, I'm fucking leaving.
The same shit. Like I've been, dude, the first time I got on, they didn't even fucking cold call me. They didn't even say shit. I'm chugging a beer in the audience and they said, coming up right now. No, normally when they say it before him and Perry ever start, they'll say, hey, Cameron or Perry will be like, hey, on deck is Fil Castillo, who's our first comic of the night. They didn't say that shit. I'm just chugging beers, and fucking Nikki looks at me. He's all, go.
I got lucky. I got like number 6 or something. That was like the earliest I've ever got there either. I usually go dead last there.
Yeah. Well, I think the one that we went on together, I was second.
Yeah, I think I went on 6th.
Yeah, and I felt like I had a great set. Like not a great.
And Junior, I felt like I had a great set too. I told him.
That's my boy though.
I told him I was like, all right, but
yeah, that's my boy. I told him I was gonna fuck with him, and the whole time I was up there, just shut him out for like, just to fuck around, and he'd be like, dude, I'll fucking be dead, dude, if you just the whole time are shutting me out. And but no, I always tell my boys, dude, like. Nikki's doing Chatterbox on Sunday. If y'all ain't doing shit to, Sunday, I don't know when this comes out. Go every Sunday. They have a showcase every Sunday.
Come out in a couple days.
Yeah, so I mean, they have it. So next Sunday they're gonna have another show. I think that's another thing too. We need to do is we need to support the fucking scene. If we want the scene to grow, we got to support it too.
I go to shows a lot just to watch people.
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll put me up, sometimes they won't. But it's cool if they do. If like. One time I was went to Bebel's show, right? Mm-hmm. And I was literally taking a piss, and he was like, "Hey, I need you to go do 5 minutes." And I was like taking a piss, and he's like, "Go introduce the lady," and I completely forgot what he even said. So I went up and did 5 minutes, cold open, and I was supposed to introduce the host, and I don't even remember. I don't know her. I didn't remember her name. And then I think she got mad, and then she was roasting me after that. But I was like, whatever. I was like, I was not ready for that. But you got to be ready, people.
Hey, how do you feel when a girl comic roasts you?
That's what happened.
Because it's happened to me twice.
That was the first time and the last time. But I wanted to go back and forth with her, but Beb was like, no, just let her. Like, I was like, all right.
Well, no, mine, dude, mine happened at Chatterbox too. It was my first time ever going. And I went behind Seth Rubin. Do you remember him?
Yeah, I had him on here.
Yeah, super fucking.
He moved to New York.
Mastermind there.
I don't know if he's still in New York, but I think he moved to New York.
Yeah, I seen him doing some Hunter's old co-parenting to their comedy scene. James, Jake. He moved out there.
I did a show with him one time too.
Yeah. Fuck, I forgot what we were even talking about before. Oh, girls heckling. Or not even heckling, just talking shit, right? So I go first time, I'm behind him, I'm the second person again, and I tell some jokes and shit, and fucking I'm walking off, and it was Gigi and Sylvia's just fucking ripping me, dude, right? And in my mind, I was like, Don't respond.
Was she tagging your jokes or?
No, I mean, I kind of didn't do well. And that's the thing. I think the room is you got to get out of the concept of that room.
I've always done well there. I've never had a bad set there.
No, well, that set I'm talking about, I've done it differently, but I know the individuals. You know what I mean? In Chatterbox, they want consistency. If you're a constant view, like you're constantly going, you are creative and you are smart and you're intelligent and you actually write your shit, they'll notice you. You know what I mean? But same thing with everyone has clicks. You know what I mean? And that's kind of why I went to Above the Iron, is because it was just frank.
Start your own clique.
Yeah, well, and that's what I tell them all the time, dude. Is like, I'm fucking here for life, dude.
This is
like,
my fucking clique right here.
For
no
real,
one's
dude.
gonna tell me I can't come. No one's gonna fucking bump me. No one's gonna fucking run the light. Fuck all you guys. This is mine.
Yeah, dude. As you should.
And I'm trying to build an Inland Empire fucking empire podcast. I know there's other podcasts out there. Like I want the shit to grow. I hope you guys maybe come out with another one. But like podcasting's fun, you know. Like
we've had people tell us, hey, we'll teach you guys how to run it.
Why don't you podcast out of the Above the Iron, and then you guys can fucking when you guys have big names there, you guys can interview them before the show or after the show.
We're definitely thinking that too. We got
this shit is all shit is all mobile.
Yeah,
these right here, you can have the regular mics, but this little system down
here,
it's very simple, cheap shit. It's not expensive.
Well, that's the thing, dude. I mean, that was one thing. Is now the three of us are all fucking going through the withdrawals of it. Like, think about if this just went away.
It did for a while. I couldn't get no guests, and I was like itching for it. But yeah, it sucks.
But I mean, that feeling, you're like, fuck, dude. I like it went from being a frustration and fucking tiresome and fucking, bro, we were doing 3 1-hour episodes and having to fucking come up with new shit nonstop every fucking week.
Yeah, that's hard.
On top of doing comedy, on top of being parents, on top of being fucking workers, you know, and still loving it. But it took us not having it to realize that shit was fun as fuck. And sometimes it's the people who you do it with. You know what I mean? Like, I had Sandy Sandoval and Dave Diaz as my fucking my co-host and shit, and that shit was fucking phenomenally fun, dude. Like, I'll
you guys look like you're having fun.
Well, not only that, because of Dave, dude, just fucking he believed in one of my pedophile jokes.
Don't say that word on here.
Well, I mean,
don't ever say that again, okay?
Yes. No, but I mean, it's the concept of what someone could say about it. I don't say it like that because we're obviously grown, and I send a picture to somebody that's my nude, and I'm an adult male, and they get arrested for people thinking they have child pornography.
Oh, because they have a small wiener or something?
Yeah. Yeah. And so Dave was like, I fucking love that joke. And I was like, yeah, she ghosted me. So when the cops hit me up, I ghosted them, you know, like that shit. And I just kept going with it. But a lot of people, that's the one thing about comedy is I tell people, I heard something and it's always stuck with me in how I write is I don't try to offend people. I try to write offensive shit funny.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And so when I do, like, I don't try to dedicate this, like with roast, dude. Like, I did a roast with the buddy system, and a lot of people were shocked because I don't really roast, even though I can. And if you ask my homies, they're like, that motherfucker cooks me all the time. But that's because I know you, and I know your mistakes, and I know what you've done, and I know who you hook up with and shit like that. You know what I mean?
I know who you goon to.
Yeah, it's like you know everything about that person. And some people don't need to know that, and like they're fucking animals when it comes to this roasting shit, dude.
Yeah, well, I've only done roasts twice when I first started comedy. The first time was my second time on stage ever. I roasted some kid. I never met him, didn't know who the fuck he was. So it's like writing about a fictional character.
Yeah.
It was hard.
Yeah.
And then the second time was a tag team match about 2 more guys I never met within less than 24 hours of the roast.
Yeah.
So both times I did okay. But I think now that I'm more experienced, I'll do it again now. But back then it was just I shouldn't have even done them.
Well, I think what also helps with the roasting part, and I was trying to tell Frank this, is hosting. Because you get to roast whoever you want after that.
I tried to host one time, but some little douchebag told me I wasn't ready. So I've never done it.
Really?
Yeah, it's okay, but he doesn't matter. We're not going to talk about him.
I mean, hey, if you want, dude, it's a Wednesday night. I'll talk to Frank and get you on as a host.
I have no idea how to host, but maybe I'll think about it.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, for me, that's the thing is I don't want to be pushed into just being a host.
Well, what kind of host do you guys do? Okay, I know I like this. If I were to ever host, this is what I would do. I would just do tags on whatever they did and get off. If it's an open mic or if it's a book show, whatever. But I've been to shows recently where the host was doing full on sets between. I'm like, get off the fucking stage.
No.
Doing 5 minutes between.
So our host here. This is why I've been telling everyone I could talk to, man. Not just because I'm a door guy there and I'm trying to blow the fuck out of the room in that area, but at the same time, like, I know when you get in that stagnant moment of like, it's gonna be the same people tonight. I have nothing to do. I'm just gonna go over the same jokes. But the thing is you get to do that in front of a new audience every week, right? So these people know nothing. So cut out just the comics, and now you got 15 fucking 20 people. And I tell people I do this because I have a lot of family, like I've had a lot of my family pass away. And I always tell people I know what it's like to be in your deepest, darkest shit and just someone be like, "Hey dude, what's going on?" And just for that conversation, not think about the fucking bullshit that had been terrorizing me.
That's what I like
You know
about
what I
comedy
mean?
too. I'm like, my girl's not really into comedy. I've told her like, this is where you go to get away from the bullshit. Everybody has
Yeah,
problems. Like, literally, you
yeah.
can't find one person who doesn't have problems. We all
No,
do.
no. Or we're trying to fucking cope with the problem and not be in the toxic wave we used to be. You know what I mean? Like I tell people, like this to me, two things saved me from me. I will always take the credit for ruining me. You know what I mean? A lot of people won't say, "Hey, it was this and this." No, it was me. I had decisions. I made them, and I was like, "Let's do it," even though I knew half those decisions I was fucking up. You know?
You know what's cool too about comedy? There's no like, it doesn't matter what you look like, what background you have, how old you are. Like, anybody could start this shit. Like,
Yeah,
I started at 34. You started at like what, 41 or 42?
yeah, yeah, around there. Yeah.
And guess what? You could still do it another 20 plus years. So,
Yeah. Well, no, and that's the thing too is we have a house comic named Austin, and he just had a stroke, dude. And to see him come back, I'm like, fuck, bro. Like,
I hope he's okay.
oh, he goes and performs, and he even says, man, he goes, fucking enjoy it, you
That's
know?
that's why like with this podcast, like I don't have my dad passed away a few years ago. I don't
Hmm.
have any videos of him.
Yeah,
There might be a shitty cell phone videos, but like
yeah.
I have no like real memories of him. Like, well, I have my physical memories, but no digital memories.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, yeah,
when I created this podcast, like now I told my kids like if I ever passed away, I have over right now this is episode 60, so over
yeah,
60 hours of just me being me, you know, like
yeah,
so it's just something cool that for me I personally think that my kids can look back or grandkids if I ever have them,
yeah, for
like look at
sure.
grandpa talking shit with Phil.
Yeah, no, not only that is. So I remember I was telling, so me and Nikki are on a like when it comes to meeting people in life, same vibration instantly. You know what I mean? It was like, what the fuck? Like
Hey, he's
someone,
I've been cool with him for a while. I met
yeah,
him at the Butcher
yeah.
Shop
And
too.
so I always tell him my concept of life is something that my brother shared before he passed, and that dude was when people tell me, dude, you're creative as fuck when it comes to writing, that dude was just creative. You know what I mean? Like one of the things that I always tell people, he used to defuse bombs in the army before fucking. So he has a thing called Ehlers. Fuck it, dude. That's something that should be known on YouTube. It is a genetic disorder that you were born without these proteins when you were growing up. So your veins, arteries, tissue, everything like that, it's very thin and will rupture at any moment. So I've lost my mom, my sister, my brother, my nephew, my other sister, my youngest sister just had her first rupture. And
Do you have it too?
I don't, I
It's
don't,
crazy.
and the thing that I always tell people, the guilt that I have from that, and it's always gonna eat me up, and it's part of why I try to extend myself and love as many people. So it doesn't really apply what I'm gonna say. But before I would just stay around my family and my family's passing away and I'd have this fear of I'm gonna be the last one here. Right.
Hmm.
And with this disease, that's what's happening is my sisters think, oh, you're lucky, like you get to live a long life. But I'm like, I get to live and watch each one of you die.
That's what sucks. If they say something like that, like one sibling's gonna go to all the
Hmm.
funerals. So yeah.
Yeah, but that's why like seeing my sister come to the shows and seeing certain comics like I had my sister graduated, she added the doctor to her name, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
And fucking first one of the family to fucking reach that level, you know what I mean? Has three daughters, fucking she does her shit, dude. And going through what she's going through, she hates it though. I always tell people she hates it because she got my brother was a tattoo artist towards like the end of his life because he was
Did he do
better.
any of your tattoos?
Yeah, so this one he did right here.
Sick.
And so
My
she,
brother did my tattoo when he was like 16 right here. It looks like
yeah,
shit.
yeah, but still, it's the memory that's attached to it.
Hmm.
And I do have other tattoos where, like, I have one on my arm, and my brother used to get mad about it because it's from my friend Aaron, and it was when it's his first ever freehand piece, right? And so what I would do is lately, like he banned me from his page. I can't do it anymore. But I would take this tattoo
Did
and
you
be like,
post it?
yeah, and I would be like, don't go to this guy. Worst work ever.
Or you shouldn't be
This
like, oh, my homie does it on the low.
yeah, no, then he hits me up. He's like, bro, I've had like 4 clients like come like call in and be like, hey, what is this about, dude?
Like,
Like,
oh, that guy's a loser. He's a
yeah,
stalker.
no. Then so he'd be like, come the fuck in, let me blast the whole arm and recover it up and do because he's way better now. And I'm like, no, why, dude? This is one of one, brother. Like I have the original. Like, look at where you're at now, and look at where you were. I go, that's like if I got embarrassed by my first shitty joke that I told. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you realize that joke was shitty, and you fucking went home and were like, I'm not gonna let them laugh at me. I'm gonna make them laugh for me.
Exactly.
You know?
Have you gone back to any of your old bits to rewrite them, make them
Oh,
better?
I always go back to them. That's why, like, when I hosted, I did an old bit, and Marco was like, bro, I love that bit so much because it's my first bit where I felt like this was my baby that was gonna fucking, you know.
I finally had a premise that I written a long time ago about my wife and kids, and I just sat on it for a long time, just like living in a house of women, and I finally just like something happened here, and then it finally clicked. I was like, oh, I could talk about that with him, and then I did it that night, the other night. I've done it twice already, and it works every time. It hasn't bombed. So it's like they say a joke is never finished. So all your premises you write down, keep them. I have shit like if I have this on my app, I have a little like a joke writing app.
Yeah.
And there's stuff on there. I look back, I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like I don't even remember writing this. So like I'm like at some point in my life I wrote this down.
Or it's a few single words, and you were like, where was I going with this?
I even wrote just single words premises, but I just never.
Yeah. Well, so I tell people too. I like asking like, how do you write?
In my head, I can't sit down. People are like, you need to write 10 minutes a day. No. It's in my head. I could be at work. I could be driving. I could be right here.
Yeah.
Just having conversation with people. And I'll think, this is the problem with, I'm going to talk about Leo right now. Watch out for that guy. Anytime I talk to him, he's like, oh, that's a good premise. Oh, that's a good line. Like, I'm like, fool, shut the fuck up. Like, I'm waiting for one of my jokes to come out of him already. But I told him, I give him some. You can have this. You can have that.
Yeah.
But like, that's what helps you write is like talking with friends or talking with like-minded people, you know? Yeah. But a lot of mine is just in my head. I think about it and then I write it down.
Yeah.
And then I'll go back to it later.
My first joke I did that clicked and people were like, what, we like, cause like I told you, when I first came in the scene, no one talked to me. Like, that's why, like Nikki.
I didn't know who you were, but
yeah, nice well, to meet like, you. Yeah, Nikki, Marco, Ant.
Who's Marco?
Marco Trinidad.
I don't know. I'm having a
break you if you haven't had someone, have him on here.
I don't know. I might know him. I don't know.
He does a new comedy game show.
Oh yeah, that guy. I've met him.
Yeah.
My bad. My mind went blank. I was like, okay, I know.
Yeah. So that dude's in comedy. I always tell him he's my best friend. He may not tell that to others, but for me, because when I first came on, dude, he was the first comic that pulled me aside and was like, hey, that shit is funny, or hey, like. A little too much.
The first person that ever talked to me at the buddy system when I did my first set was Hector Laura.
Oh, our weird Al Yankovic, dude.
He came up to me. He's like, "Oh man, good set." And he was just talking to me. I'm like, in my head, I was still trying to think about what I just did, like how nervous I was. Yeah. But he was cool though. Like he was the first one to talk. And then Johnny Gold.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I used to think that dude hated me forever.
I still think he hates me. He's coming through the podcast in a couple
days. But now that I see him, like he is fucking. He is who he is, and I applaud him and I love him for it because he doesn't hold back. Like it's not like it's malicious, you know what I mean? Like he is still that old school comic that like I don't give a shit who you are. I'm gonna roast you.
He just got off his shift at In-N-Out and his wife.
No, he definitely works at like fucking IKEA or something like that, dude.
Hey, the first time I met him, I don't know if you remember. It might be before you, but the buddy system used to be at another place down the way. I forget what it was.
It used
called.
to be at the Hideaway.
No. There's another one.
Worthington's.
Yeah, Worthington's.
Yeah.
And you sit out in the back, and there's that little outside seating. I was just sitting. It was late. There were a lot of comics. I was sitting there. He shows up late, and he's sitting down, and he was just like, "Who the fuck is this guy? Like, who's that? Like, who are all these comics coming from?" And he was just like, because they had a lot of like, even though they have a second list, they had a second list. Like, so once it ended, if they had time, they would be. Yeah. If they had you late, whatever. And he was like pissed off, like, who are these people? And I was just like, I don't know. But that was my first, I don't know if he remembers, that was my first interaction with Johnny Gold.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
no, so Mine was he wasn't even talking to me. Like I would go to shake his hand and he would kind of just turn away and shit, you know. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then I would tell Dave, I'm like, dude, and they're like, dog, he's a dope dude. Like, get to know
He's
him,
my
get to
number
know
one
him.
listener. He listens to every podcast and he
And
comments on
so
everything.
yeah, no, that's why I love him is and even in that on the pod I said, what would you do if Johnny Gold started dating your mother?
Oh, I remember Sandy's like, I
Yeah.
love that shit.
Yeah, then Dave was like, we talk shit about her together, you know, like, but it like, but no, back to the originals. When I wrote a bit about dating a girl that was obsessed with Disney and what an argument filled with Disney like comments back and forth between the couple would sound like, right? And so I used movies throughout the whole thing, and it hit like to the point where someone walked up to me at the end. Some audience member said, "If I had a camera, I would be stealing that shit and telling that joke going forward."
Was that Leo Fontana?
No, it was some white kid, dude. He came up, he was like, "Boy, you fucking
Say his
killed it."
name. Say his name. We need to know who this
I don't
joke
know.
thief is.
He just came up, dude. It was the first time I was like, and I remember someone saying
You
like,
never seen him again?
no,
He's a
no,
ghost. Maybe he's not real.
dude. Maybe it was just one of my personalities.
It was a premonition or something.
Like I told someone, one of the jokes I'm working on now is when someone asked me, okay, what would your analogy for narcissism be? And I would be like, well, that I moved into a haunted house, but the ghost only catcall me. No one else, you know, in every room I go into, they're fondling me. You know, and then I end up going because I'm talking about these ghosts in my house. I have to go to a therapist, and I find out that I don't have ghosts. Those are just my personalities. And then, just like a real narcissist, even multiple personalities love me.
Yeah.
You know, isn't that the narcissism is loving yourself to the.
You shouldn't be telling this. Leo's gonna steal this.
No, I've told it before. I told it at Above the Irons. So
record it.
Yeah, no.
You really believe in ghosts?
I don't. What I believe in is energy.
So I see this all the time because I've had ghost experiences in the past, whatever, right? I was filming an episode with Stevana here, right? Okay, now there's people here home. Now they're here. Earlier we're home alone. Get quiet, right?
Yeah.
She was here. Her cousin was sitting there, and he thought he saw something or heard something. He was sitting over there. He thought he heard something on the stairs, and I was just like trying to play it off. And then I could hear the footsteps too on the staircase, like someone's walking up the stairs. And he's like, "Is that?" I was like, "Yeah, we're the only ones here." And then I tried to play it off, like I didn't know what it was. But I have had experiences here, like in my room, right over there.
Oh wait, we're in Fontana.
Mm-hmm.
I think this used to be a pet cemetery. No, I'm kidding, dude.
No, but
just fucking chihuahuas barking all night long, dude.
I just sometimes in the corner of my eye, I sometimes see like I call them shadow people.
Okay.
And I just saw one the other day, but I have had that here. Even Leo was like, "Oh, he was talking to me about it." Like,
yeah.
I've never physically like seen a thing, but I've seen shadows in the corner of my eyes.
Yeah.
And when we were here filming, if you go back to Stevana's last episode, at one point we stop and I was like, "Huh?" Like I was like, "Oh," I was trying to play it off, but like something happened.
Hey, you're like the microphone picked up the ghost voice
like,
and shit.
Ooh, you guys suck.
Tell better bits. No,
no, but for real, I.
It's like the ghost of Chris Farley, dude. Imagine that. Yeah.
No, but like I said, I believe it, but I don't believe it. You know, it's like.
So I always tell people, believe in what gets you through. You know, because we all run in the same fucking race. It's just what gets you through it. Like for me, I believe in energy, and that was because of my brother. My brother was in a coma for like 28 days. He thought he was getting his appendix removed. His lower intestine ruptured. Came out of a thing, dude. He was, like I said, he was defusing bombs. Came back from deployment from the Middle East. He had deployed 3 times. Decided I'm gonna fucking chill out for a little bit before I see what I'm gonna do. He didn't know if he wanted to go teach school or if he wanted to unenlist and go Blackwater and go back and do like general contracting.
Was he a Marine?
No, he's an Army EOD specialist, which bomb defusal.
Shout out America.
Dog, bro, fucking one of the craziest shits. I remember the FBI came to our house to interview me and my dad, and I worked at a law firm.
I've heard about that. They really do that?
Yeah, and they come in and they investigate everyone. So you have to put everyone in your family.
And you can't have like a tweaker cousin or something?
No, dude, this one was like, I can't put down my exes, bro. They'll fucking tell them the worst about me. I was like, that doesn't even matter, dude. Yeah. No, but they talked to everyone in our family tree that was still alive. So they knew, but me and my dad were the first ones, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, why the fuck did they send FBI? Like, this ain't them. Like the army doesn't do that. You know what I mean? And finally, I asked the guy, I'm like, why are you guys here? I go, the army doesn't send like FBI agents to interview people. I was like, I work at a law firm. What is going on? Like, oh, it's the position your brother's applying for within the military. And I was like, what does he want to do? And he was like, EOD specialist. And I was like, EOD specialist? What the fuck is that? I was like, is that gay? I was like, is he gay, dude? Like, because
Don't
that's
just
just,
don't tell.
yeah. And I was like, well, that was like me and my brother. Like, my brother for me is the comedian I wish I could be because he had no filter in what he would say. And it was all a joke, but in the sense of like his joke would be like, "Oh, you don't like this word? I'm gonna say that word only around you and only between us." So right, because I hate racism to the fullest, dude. I hate racial slurs. I hate everything about it. And I tell people I can't even show people mine and his last text messaging because he calls me the N word.
Yeah, don't say that on this podcast.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm not saying the word, but that horrific word, dude. And I say it again, he brings up again, and I'm like, brother, in my mind. But it was like, I tell people life is always going to bring energy. This is what he would always say is like, this is why you feel sad when someone dies, because there's a huge energy in your life that's gone. But energy has to reroute. Energy doesn't ever go away, right? So when the energy is going back to the main source before it comes to you, you go throughout life and you meet these certain people, and sometimes that energy is going to be effective. But you're also going to meet in those moments energy, the people are going to try to take some more energy from you.
Do you feel that when you meet? So I could tell within like the first 30 seconds of meeting someone that something's off or something's like,
Yeah, well,
I'm not cool
that's
with it.
me and I think that's why me, Sandy, and Dave click so well. Is we were always like honesty. Like there's a lot of honest moments on that podcast that we're glad weren't shown. You know what I mean?
Cut it out.
Yeah, just stupid shit, and things that men should be doing, and that's why I think why I'm such a fan of podcasting is mental health is a real ass thing, dude. Like you can fucking defeat yourself. It doesn't have to be your neighbor anymore.
That's why I say this comedy's got me out of a lot of dark places.
Oh
Like
yeah.
comedy and music.
And it's gotten me into some dark ass rooms too, dude. San Bernardino, shut out,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
No, but that one of the girls, Danielle, she's the black girl, and our door guy, Josh, turns on the light because he was like, oh, I couldn't see Danielle, right? And I was like, she's back there in the shadows, dude. And he turns off the light, and so I'm hosting, so I come up behind him. And I go, bro, you didn't have to embarrass her like that, dude. All you had to do is turn a movie on. They don't stop talking during it, dude. And fucking, she's like, fuck you. And then she comes up and does a whole set about me being racist and all this stuff.
These white boys.
No, but that's the thing is like, I tell everyone, I'm like, not even a percentile, man. If you're a good ass person and I can feel it and I feel like you're being real with me, we're homies. You know what I mean? But if I feel like if we're supposed to be friends, you shouldn't hide who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
I know a lot of people that like when they're around certain people,
mm-hmm.
they're kind of like douchebags. But when it's just you, they want to act cool with you. Like
Yeah.
I'm like, what is that? Like I feel like people want to put on a front or try to fit in around crowds.
I feel and sometimes the comedy world is almost like high school, dude. In a sense of like there is a lot of clicky shit. There's a lot of emotion shit. I've heard some people get upset by just calling someone, a certain word, an adjective to describe them. It's like that word could be used several times more.
A loser?
No, it's just they're like, it's just different shit. Like, as comics, dude, they're gonna find something that bothers the fuck out of you to say because they want that reaction.
This is why I do self-deprecation. Nothing you could say to me I haven't said about
Oh
myself
yeah,
on
no,
stage.
but that's me too, dude. Like, I tell everyone, "Oh, come on, the joke about having such a small dick that someone thought it was child pornography, and I'm a grown ass man. But I mean, even like one of my opening jokes that the podcast studio clipped for me on Instagram was fucking me standing off the side. I wish they would have added the additional like 5 second bar after because it would have even hit more. But I say that I get so nervous that I do the same routine over every time. Is I look down, take a deep breath, and I see my dick, and I go, man, you've made women come with this thing. You could do anything. Sky's the limits, you know? And I go, because people, you got to really cherish and love the small things in life. That was the next bar. And that one hit like shot back up. But there were certain things like I have a joke on there. I did it before anybody was really like saturating the scene with Charlie Kirk jokes. I did a Charlie Kirk joke without even saying his name. It was just using his demise as a final option.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it was like the bit goes where you have friends that you share weird ass Instagram videos with, right? And I tell people, if you don't, you're the weird one sending the videos, right? Like if you don't know it's weird, like you're the weird one.
I gotta
right?
watch. I have certain friends where I gotta turn the volume down because I already know some shit's about to go down.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And so I told him like we would send each other videos and then like just go off the videos, right? So there was a one where this guy flew an airplane and he crashed it as a suicide.
Oh yeah.
And very known clip on the internet.
Sky King?
Yeah, Sky King. And rest in peace,
All right,
brother.
peace, Sky
Yeah,
King.
dude, what a way to go, bro. His way, dude. That's crazy. Um, but I remember that. So that's a video, and then when I call him after, he goes, "Okay, now you have two choices of death. One, you go down in an airplane, or two, you go down on a dude." Right? And so I hesitated, right? But it was because like, okay, well, this is my demise, dude. Like, which one can I do longer? Can I fly an airplane or can I give a blowjob longer? You know what I mean? And so that's how the joke starts. And then it goes to the next thing. Well, what if I end up landing the airplane? Right. And then I'm addicted to that adrenaline of like almost dying. So I'm like, well, option two is, going down on a dude, So I'd start taking like TRT just to build neck muscles because I'm not a girl, I don't know what needs to be done to give a good blowjob, dude. So I start training my neck,
Start taking your teeth out.
Yeah, right.
A gummy bear.
Oh shit, that's wild. Dude.
You ever had a gummy before? One day.
Never, dude. I don't think I'm old, but yeah. I've had my fair share, dude. I have a story, but But yeah, because I do pest control, and so
you got that like the porno star where the housewife wants to like,
dude, and that's the thing is
she's like, can you check for spiders or the cobwebs?
Oh yeah, no, well it's something like that. But we have certain areas in cities, right? So like I'm only dedicated to Marietta and Winchester, and then we have 3 guys in Temecula, and we have another guy that does Hemet, Menifee, and Wildomar, right? And they're all younger. They're in their 20s. And so when we would hire our thing is we only hire gentlemen. Makes the job much easier. No, I'm dead serious.
We love women too.
Yeah, no.
But they don't want to kill spiders.
Yeah, hey, well, that's the thing is I always tell husbands, like, if I was pitching you for pest control, I'm like, hey, whenever she's yelling at you and you're trying to edit the pod and stuff and it's about ants and all this shit and you don't want to hear it and you don't have time, have her call me. And a lot of husbands are like, I fucking like that, dude. And I was like, when she's yelling, because football season about to start, right? And I go, and it's still going to be hot. You're going to see roaches. You're going to see spiders. You're going to see ants. Instead of you taking time from your game, just dial my number and hand her the phone, brother. And people are like, I like that. Hell yeah. But then I get like dudes that like older guys. They'd be like, "Oh yeah, what else will you get yelled at for, big dog? Like, I'll drop a couple C notes on you if you, And I'm like, "Nah, you married her, bro." Like,
hey, talking about summer bugs, we had a water bug in my garage,
and
my daughter was like, "Dad, there's like a roach emoji bug in the garage." I was like, "What?"
That's funny.
She's like, "It looks like the roach emoji." I was like, I was like, "Oh, you mean a water bug?" I was like, "Yeah, they come in the summer. It's hot outside." Yeah. We've been getting spiders too. I had some black widows I had to kill the other day.
Yeah, no, and I tell people the reasoning why is. Everything out there, dude, is there's a cycle, right? And so those black widows know that other insects are looking for water. So they're going to come as close to the foundation of your house because
I get them by my garage, like the corners of my garage.
Well, and it's cold and damp there too. So normally when your garage door opens up, they're gonna go on the inside part. They're not gonna walk in the middle like me and you would.
Yeah, I've had them on the outer doorways, like in the top corners.
Yeah. Well, and that's just because there's other insects coming there, and black widows are they're I like to say they don't like to do a lot. They like to ambush. You know what I mean? So that's why they put up that whack ass web, so you get kind of tangled, and they shoot it out, inject you, and then dip out, and then they'll come back, shoot you if they have to. A lot of people, there's people like I hear all the time, like, "Oh my God, am I gonna die?" Like, no.
My brother got bit one time. He just had to go to the hospital, and they gave him medicine.
So if you get bit, your normal person that gets bit, there's people who, same thing with bees. People get stung by a bee. If they don't have an EpiPen, they die. You know.
I've never been stung by a bee. Knock on wood.
Yeah, dude. Knock on wood.
Have you ever do you have to do bees, or is that
no? So bees
out of your jurisdiction.
So one good thing about the state of California, I will say for you people, is they actually give a fuck about your environment and the animals in the environment. So like with bees, you have to have a certain license to spray for them. Normally, because bees are endangered right now, the state of California does not allow you to fucking get rid of them.
Have you seen people they shoot like bottle rockets or something at them? Like,
no, I've seen ladies cut down whole fucking trees because turkey vulture was roosting in it, dude.
What's a turkey vulture?
They live out towards like Murrieta and Temecula.
Oh, like an actual vulture?
Yeah,
but I thought we were talking about insects. I was like, oh,
what
kind of spider is that?
Yeah, she chopped a whole fucking tree down, dude. She told me it took them $12,000 to chop this tree down, remove it and everything.
And then she was like, to do that?
When you have certain type of money, you can do a lot in this world, dude. I've seen it.
I had a friend that the city came and put a tree in his front yard. And it got huge, and now they have to deal with like the tree sapping cars, and it's a fucking
the roots
mess
coming through and all.
So yeah, the city like forced them to have a tree, and then now he's got this big annoying tree in his front yard.
I would have fucking dug it out and put like fucking an avocado tree or something.
Like, someone keeps spray painting Nazi signs on this tree. Like, can you please remove it?
It's just him on camera, dude. That's crazy work.
What crazy stories have you had in the pest control? Like, any incidences you had or where you were like, fuck that?
Last year, I just told this story, last year I was fucking parked outside of a house. It was hot too. And fucking, I'm on my phone and I'm texting the client I'm there. And then I'm texting my next client I'm on the way, right? And I see 2 cop cars pull in like this, and I'm like, oh, whatever. They're just doing their neighborhood little. It's fucking Murrieta, dude. Cops rarely go on the street, but nothing's ever occurring there. You know what I mean? It's usually like someone's getting evicted or something like that, or car getting repoed, right? That's like the worst crimes happening there at that moment. So I'm just like this, and I look back up, and I see 2 cops coming from the backside, the other side of the street, and I'm like, the fuck? All of a sudden, dude, I hear, driver, get out of the vehicle and get on the ground, and I'm like looking around like,
who, me?
Yeah, I'm the only one on the block, you know? And I was like, what? And he's like, and he has his gun out at me, and he's like, driver, get out of the vehicle and get on the ground. And I'm like, okay. And I get out, and he rushed up on me, pressed me against the car, handcuffed me, put me on the ground, checked everything, sat me on the curb.
Sued those assholes.
Well, I understood why after. But during it, obviously you're like,
I don't care. I would have sued them anyway.
No, yeah. But I tell people, for me, dude, I'm in a different part of life than that. Like I try to think like, how is it going to affect me? Like, I'm gonna have to go to court. I'm gonna have to get an attorney. I'm good.
You don't just pull a gun on someone for nothing.
The reason of why, yes, I understand, because being a father, you would want this to happen too if you lived in this neighborhood, right? What ended up happening is he sits me up and he's like, how long have you been here? I was like, I've just pulled up like 10 minutes ago. I'm texting my client here. I'm texting here. Here's the phone. I'm a pest control guy. I don't know what's going on. Well, the next house on the corner, which is the corner house, there was 4 like teenagers from like 17 to 13 were in the house, and someone broke the door in trying to break in the house, saw the kids and took off running. So all they saw was the neighbors across the way was like, well, we only see him. Like, we've only seen him.
You didn't see some guy run by you?
No, I missed him by because another Ring camera picked him up. I missed him by like 45 seconds. and it was it was a kid from the neighborhood and everything like that. They eventually, obviously, that other ring got him, but they the thing that the funniest part was like he's like, all right, put your feet up. And I was like, excuse me, sir? Like, I thought this only happened in jail. Like, what's going on? So I picked my feet up and he's taking pictures of my boots and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he looks at his partner. He's like, nah, cut him loose.
Were you in a pest control truck or your regular car?
No, I have a truck.
My they didn't say the company name. Like, they just like.
I said everything. But because of it being me being only there within that time and they hadn't got all the other shit, I was the only man.
Meanwhile, this guy's breaking into someone else's house while you're getting fucking
dude, my partner was doing his job. I was the decoy. No, dude, but a lot of people, that's a thing too, is when they see me, they think that I'm white. And I'm Mexican as fuck.
And they treated you like that and you're white?
Well, no. So then I told someone it's because they ran my name, which is my full name is Filiberto.
They're like, calling ICE now.
Yeah, they were like, "Hey, he's one of them."
We got a live one.
My joke is because my mom's white, and you know, white people can't cook. So I wasn't as brown as the others, dude. She pulled me out the oven a little too early.
I'm like the darkest one in my family.
Yeah. No, but I have like dark ass friends too, you know, like.
I get dark as fuck. Right now I'm dark as fuck in the summertime. Like I have a headshots for the comedy thing, and I took it like when I'm at my lightest, and I was in my bathroom, and the light's really light, so I look light, and people see me like, dang, you look dark as. I'm like, well, this is me, but like certain times of the year, I do like get a little lighter, you know.
They were like, they called you a whole another, you know, a different species of Latino. That's what I call them, dude.
I just get really dark. Like I get purple.
Oh, he's Salvadorian, and the next time you see like that fool's Nicaraguan, dude. You see how dark he is, dude. Nah,
but that was the craziest. When I'm talking about crazy stories, is like you walk into people's houses and there's just roaches everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
oh yeah.
How do you like have the stomach for it? I'd be grossed out. You ever go to
dude,
do you ever go to hoarders' houses?
Dude, I tell people this, bro, is I grew up in poverty, so it's crazy seeing people living in poverty that have money. You know what I mean?
Like there's a lot of hoarders that have money that live.
Oh yeah,
like that.
dude. We had a lady that had 7 dead cats in her house decomposing and couldn't smell of one dead cat. I can smell when my girlfriend's on her period, dude. She's still, you know what I mean? Like
she's still petting whiskers and it's stiff as a board.
Bro, they were under piles of stuff, dude.
That's crazy.
My kids live next to this lady. Well, she passed away now, but her name was Evelyn. She was a cat lady, bro. The meanest cat lady I've ever met in my entire life. To the point where coyotes were going
to eat the dead cats.
To eat cats that were in the garage, dude, because she had like a tier of cats. So if you were outside cat, you were like the ferals, dude, right? Then she had a garage. Those were like the ones that she would groom to see which ones she wanted to bring in the house.
you have to get past to go in the house.
Dude, and then you I remember she usually had like, I want to say my son would say like 4 to 6 cats inside, right?
They're all looking down on the other cats.
This will have scars. My son has scars from trying to that's why I always say, dude, kids are innocent because this fool did not learn from the first cat scratch. He was like, no, motherfucker, I'm gonna train one of these motherfuckers, you know? And that's the thing too. Like when you became a dad, like I always tell people, did it always feel like, fuck, am I making the right choice?
I was scared. I didn't know. Like,
yeah, but then after a while, isn't it crazy? You kind of like you see what you've created so far, and you're like, I can't be doing that bad.
Well, I still trip out. My daughter's 17 now. I'm like, she's almost an adult. I'm like, fuck. Like, I was like, I didn't even live with my parents that long. Like,
yeah.
So I did something right.
Well, and then that's the thing that I always tell my boys is I'm so lucky they didn't go through, because my mom passed away. I was 16, and then it was like. My parents split up when I was young, and my grandfather was like my other dad in my life, right? He passed away my sophomore year, my mom my junior year, and then my sister when I was 19. So I had them like all back to back. And then I got to a point, dude, where I would just drink all the time, because then how I was treated is why I would drink.
That's one regret I have, is like my parents passed away a few years ago. And I wish I would have started comedy sooner. Like I used to laugh with them all the time. They got me into comedy. Like we used to watch comedy specials as kids, and they didn't give a fuck. They let us watch whatever, you know.
Yeah.
They were movie buffs. Like we used to have a huge collection of VHSs in the house, and that was one regret I had is that I wish they would have seen me, but I still talk about them in my comedy. So.
My dad has seen me. My dad actually went to one of my first the Disney argument. He went to that one because it was on my birthday, around my birthday, February, and but he saw Above the Iron, and the thing that I told Frank is why I'm always in debt with him is because Frank could have pulled me to the side and been like, "Hey, dude, you know you've been killing it. Do you want to be a door guy?" It could have been just a me and him conversation, right? But I get off stage, I'm walking over to the side because I fucking killed the set, dude. And I knew I killed it too. It was a feminist bit during Men's Mental Health Month.
Hell yeah.
And I only got to tell it twice, dude, before I got it was bronchitis that was borderline pneumonia. So I couldn't breathe, I couldn't talk. And I'm like, damn, I got me too'd by a hex, dude. Like, goddamn, dude. It sucks. Can I get a little, payback too, dude? Come on, bro. Because it was a good joke. It was just basically like, what is feminism, if you really think about it?
I told my girl the other day because she always hates working. I'm like, blame the feminists. I was like, you girls wanted to work.
Yeah, well, mine too is like, okay, you guys say you're a strong movement, right? But you haven't even had a president.
Well, right? not in America. In other
well,
countries,
and then I go, well, that's what I mean here in America, right? And I go, but you guys say I go, a lot of people say, oh, like even political, it's racism right now, right? It's racism. I go, no, it's not, people. You're missing it. You're still missing it. I go, because if you think about it, we've had a black president. So those white guys up there, they're just like me and you. They'd rather chill with their scuzzy ass friend than with their old lady. Right? Yeah. I go, so that's all it is, dude. Is their next tier of power that can control if their lady hangs out with them or not. And that's what they're picking. Is like, no, we don't want to chill. Like, we chill with her all the other time. This is our shit. You know what I mean? And when I told someone that, they're like, fuck, I never even thought about it like that. And
have you seen those clips where people are out, there's a bunch of dudes, and then one guy always brings this girl? I've seen these clips where they're like filming around the circle of guys. They're like, yeah, and then it gets to the girl, they're like, boo. Yeah, and it goes back to the guys, yeah, boo. Like, that shit's funny.
And I think in any relationship, like, you should have those moments where you can go out with your guy friend, she can go out with her girlfriend, and fucking just have a fucking night where you're like,
well, now that
I was a moron last night. I didn't do anything crazy stupid, but I definitely drank too much and probably fucking spit at somebody, you know?
Now that I do comedy, I'm around more dudes now. Like I had a small circle of friends. I still in comedy, I try to get along with everyone, but I'm not a part of any cliques, you know? Yeah. Unless you consider Leo Fontana one.
Hey, next thing you know, hey, the newest door guys Above the Iron.
Hey, can you vote someone to be a door guy? I volunteer Leo Fontana as the door
guy. I always tell people this is the one thing that I loved about Frank and how he picked me and the way he made it.
Oh, you didn't finish your story. Tell it. You said you got off
yeah.
Stage.
So I get off stage and then Frank asked me in front of the whole crowd on the mic, "Hey, everybody, give me a second." And he's like, "Phil," and I turn. I'm like, "What the fuck? Like, what's going on?" And he's like, I just want to extend a invite for you to be a door guy here. Would you want to be a door guy?
So he proposed to you in front of
everyone? And I was like, dude, he wooed me, dude. He wooed me, dude. I was like,
yes.
I was like, oh my God, where's the camera? No, but yeah, no, it was the best feeling because my dad got to see it.
That's cool.
You know what I mean?
And are you security too? Is that a part of your job? What is your job title?
With door guys, it's everything. Like, for instance, I mean, I haven't had to do where parking and shit like that is.
You do? I was like, you valet parking?
No, they don't do valet, but the parking lot is small there. But there's also like sometimes they'll do the post office. They'll reach out to the post office and be like, hey, because they're a brewery right next to a church too. Mm. Then you got the police station, the post office, and them. And I always say, how do you guys not feel safe here? The police station's right there. Like, this is the fucking headquarters for white America, dude. You know what I mean? Like, you got a church right here, the fucking post office, and the police station.
That's the problem about some places. There's no parking anywhere. Sometimes you got to park blocks away and walk.
Yeah, I mean, they because the dance studio hasn't been going on. The parking lot's pretty good. I mean, I always tell people get there by 6:30. Go if you ever try to do the room. I will recommend this. Go to our page above the iron. They do an eventbrite.com thing. Click on that. On Sunday nights, like tonight, I believe they release to where you have to get a ticket to be a performer, and that gets you in the top section of the list. Now, if you come and add on, you're dropping below that, like you're getting added to the bottom of the list. It is a random, random thing, but I would always give them shit because I randomly was always at the end. But I found out why they were doing that is because when you're trying to grow a room, you want that last comic to fucking just bang out the room so that way everyone remembers like that was fucking fun. Rather than have someone where you're like, when is this gonna get over? Like
how late do you guys run? What are the hours?
7 to 9.
Oh, it's the perfect clean show.
Yeah, 7 to 9.
You know you're not gonna be there too late.
No, we get some features dropping in here and there.
I'll come check it out soon. I've heard about it recently. I've been wanting to go. It's just I usually work Thursdays overtime, so like I heard it's far, but I can make time. Like this week, I'm gonna go to the Comedy Store on Wednesday.
Yeah.
I haven't been there in years. I want to go. A lot of people have been getting on out there, so I was like, fuck it.
I always tell people. A lot of people talk shit to me about this, but I stay away from that, Mike. It is one of my biggest fears in my comedy thing is not a sense of like I think I'm going to fail. I think the sense is that I haven't put enough work in for me to personally feel that I'm ready for the moment.
I'm ready.
You know what I mean? Because I want if any moment that I've had, like even to get into the podcast, right? That's why I always tell Dave, like, you're a homie, dude, because Dave hit me up and was like, hey, I'm doing this card at this podcast studio in Costa Mesa. It's a whole Latino night, but everyone's a different style of Mexican. They're not like a true.
I've never been invited to no Latino night. What's going on here? They probably know I don't speak Spanish. That's why.
I don't even speak Spanish either. But that was the whole thing is that you're a different type of Mexican or a different type of Hispanic.
I've been on cards where everybody was Mexican, but it wasn't Latino night. We just all happened to be Mexican.
Yeah, no. So, but I was an alternate. Right. And there was a lot of names on that list that I was like, I just want to go see them. Right. Like just in general, because I get to party. I've been barely doing at that time, dude. I hadn't even been doing it a whole year yet. You know what I mean?
Well, I opened for Jeff Garcia 6 months in, and that was nerve-wracking as
hell. Yeah. It was like, I'd only been doing it for probably 6 months straight at that time. Barely hitting like my first. Now I probably have like 7-10 minute sets that I can kind of alternate. Then I had like one good one, and that good is like giving myself the most credit. You know what I mean?
I've been able to I've been doing old bits and new bits, like kind of just blending them in, and it works.
As you should, because I think for me, like I think like I like to do my first very like opener joke I wrote was I wrote a bunch of shit about fetishes and how we need to stop making them be weird, right? Like you could find it any sort of way, right? Like me, I would say that I grew up with an iguana. That's how Mexican I am. My dad literally came home with an iguana.
Like the Sobe bottle?
Like straight iguana, dude, and he put it in our bathroom. And it was on our countertop with a fucking heat rock. He would feed it everything. It was like another kid, dude.
Was it in a cage or just in the bathroom roaming free like chickens?
Yeah, dude. Not only that, bro. Like if you came in certain times, she thought you were gonna feed her, and let's say you were just taking a morning pee, she would jump off the fucking counter and go towards
your little pee-pee?
It would be like Jurassic Park eats a small Vienna. Like she would have still been hungry. No, no, but
mine's like Vienna sausage cut in half.
No, but then she but anyways, the joke with her is that my dad asked me to feed her, right? And then I go to feed her, and she whips me with her tail, and before I can react, my nipples get hard. Right? And
that's where it started.
Yeah, then I was like, do I like lizards or do I like being whipped? And so it's going through the whole thing. And then the punch of that joke is, and my dad was in the audience when I first told this joke, and he couldn't stop laughing because I was like, yeah, I remember the day she died. And my dad thought that I was going to say the real thing that happened, right? And the reason how we found she was dead is we left for the weekend and we forgot about her, and we came back and she had cooked in the garage. So she was just like laying there on her side, like you could tell she, probably dehydrated to death or whatever. But she lived a long time, dude. I don't know how long iguanas live, but we got her when I was in fucking what, sixth grade, dude. She passed away when I was like 23.
Hmm.
So I don't know if that's long for an iguana. I'm not a
I
fucking
don't know. I'm no shit about lizards.
reptilian master or whatever, but yeah. So that was the whole joke. Is when she died, I asked my dad if I could keep her tail, right? And so then I would say when I was coping, and I would be in moments like this when people were staring at me, I would start whipping myself with their tail, and like so. But then people started like putting me as like, oh, you're the weird fetish guy. So then I started writing and kind of doing what you're doing is fusing two other jokes. So it's not just
Isn't that fun when the two come together?
yeah.
And it just becomes one longer joke.
Yeah. Well, you're like, that's what was missing from both of them. You know what I mean? Because you probably got pops during both, but then it's like in the middle, it kind of tapered off. Or hey, at the end, I fucking, you know.
I've been able to just take I have like certain jokes where I talk shit about myself or I have family jokes. I've been able to just blend them in together.
Mm-hmm.
You want it to flow together, like
Yeah.
organize your jokes. You don't want random jokes together, So
I try to, and another thing I try to do too is, so I went to like part of my schooling, I went to for creative writing. And so for me, like I'll hear words and I can easily like form a sentence with that
Can
word.
you rap? Are you a rapper?
No, okay, so this is funny.
Spaghetti.
I'm not really a rapper, but I used to do this thing with my friends, where I would text them on Wednesday and be like, all right, give me the words. And then would give me two random words. And then I would send them back a rap using those two words. And they'd be like, where the fuck do you come up with
You're
this
like
shit?
Chat GPT.
Well, and I just told him, I go, well, that was part of creative writing is our teacher would say, hey, I'm going to give you two words out loud. You better give me a full page of something. Make it up if you have to.
I hate that shit. It's hard.
And so for me, like seeing that is I wouldn't, and this is what I tell people is when everyone has a gift, dude, right? Everyone has a gift in this world that you're capable of doing, what you're really strong at. And if you like don't pay attention to that gift, like anything, it'll go away, right?
Yeah.
And so I felt like when I came back to comedy, I was so used to talking to people and being able, like, I'm a really good riffer, and a lot of people give me shit for it, but I love riffing. I love interacting. I love making the crowd feel like, but I'm not the type to like, hey, how long you guys been in a relationship together?
Yeah.
Create that drama between
I've been
a
trying to
couple.
engage with the audience recently, like
Mm-mm.
not just go on script with my thing, but nobody
Yeah.
ever wants to interact. Everyone's afraid to talk and shit.
That's why I usually ask them shit. Like one girl, I asked her, I go, oh, so what was like the first thing you noticed about him? Right? And she's like, well, like, that's complicated. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I would ask the man, like, what was the first thing you noticed about her? Two top answers, boobs or butt, right? And I would laugh because I would tell someone, I go, every woman's going to say it's complicated, right? Because we're visual creatures. We see something, and if something like your wife is showing you that you're seeing, she loves you. You love her till the day you die, right?
Mm.
Them emotionally, they have to be attached to you to love you. If those emotions aren't attached to you, you're that's why divorce is the way it is. I tell people is everything now is just visually like.
And that's why we'll never have a female president.
That's why, dude. What is feminism?
Sorry,
The
you were being all like real with it, and I just had to go with it. Sorry.
No, you're good.
That was a callback.
Yeah, no, you're good. That went well.
But you're right though, because women they're emotionally, but fuck it, whatever. You can't please them all.
No, but I feel I feel and that's where I go back to the whole energy thing is if you find someone that's able to deal with your energy and not reject it, like that's someone you should be with because the girl I'm with now, it took me a long time to even get her to be my girl. But the attraction, everything's always been there. It's just getting the part to let that fence down for me to walk over there and be like, okay, I'm not
What was that like dating in your later life?
difficult because it's not the mother of my children, so that's what brought difficulties up,
It's funny they say that like you do comedy, people think you're gonna get women. No, like I have more guys talking to me after shows than girls. Like
I get like same thing with pest control. I was gonna say earlier. I get the older women that talk to me, dude. They're like,
same. I've had drunk old ladies after
yeah,
shows. That's
like
it.
the one that we did on the hosting one. There was a cougar, dude, a saber tooth, I should say, a fucking saber tooth. She was a prehistoric cat, dude.
You could have got a gummy.
Dog, she was gummying up someone younger than me, bro. Like,
Lucky.
and that fool was telling my homie, like, yeah, I'm here with the older chick, fool. She's all about me, dude.
She's got a 401k.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, no, she's close to retirement, my guy. Like, hey, that 401k is tapped out. HR came to her and said, "You're working for funsies now, dude." Like I tell people, I don't think I'm ever gonna retire because of the chaos that I create in my mind when I'm just standstill.
Also, working gives you a purpose, and you live longer when you work. As soon as people retire, you die in like 5 years.
Well, I think the only thing that I would do is if I did retire is I would do comedy way more.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because
where do you see yourself in the future? Like, where do you want to go with this comedy thing?
I want to own a club.
Hell yeah.
I don't know when or where or how I'm gonna ever
location,
do it.
Location
No,
is everything.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. But even because Dave asked me too, like, well, what would your club be like? And I'd be like, dude, it's where the door guy can fucking come and perform on stage with fucking a headliner, and if but we're also gonna have where it's a service night, where everyone that works the club has the opportunity to get on stage and perform.
It'd be a great place, just like Above the Iron is above a brewery, is next door to a brewery, where they can go get drinks over there, and then they can come do comedy, and then you can have the little food trucks outside. Something small, Do you guys have food trucks there?
Oh, there's a different one every time.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. They're smart, dude.
It's like a cycle. You guys all fucking help each other.
Mm-hmm. I mean, and then worst comes to worst, there's a Chick-fil-A right around the corner, dude.
Fuck Chick-fil-A. I'm an In-N-Out guy.
There's an In-N-Out right down the street.
Hell yeah, that's my treat after every show is good.
So that's usually like when we did the pod, we would always have cheeseburgers after.
Hell yeah.
It was like a ritual.
If I was single, I would eat In-N-Out and pizza every day. They're the reasons why I have to eat something else.
I gave so much shit for eating a 7-Eleven hot dog, and I just had one the other day.
What used to have good food was AM/PM. They used to have really good nachos, chicken sandwiches, burgers. Their shit is like worse than school lunches now. Like they went downhill.
But I told someone, I was like, not to be like, that dude, but I don't think anyone's ever gonna beat a Costco hot dog.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Costco pizza too. It's cheap and it feeds a lot.
Yeah, I mean, and like I tell everyone, like, dude, I grew up poor, so for me, like, Little Caesars was like, we would get it once a month, dude, and it would be like fucking, like we were the local tribes people. They were dropping off with some fucking, like, we'd be chanting, fucking carrying the little pizzas, dude. You know what I mean? Like, it meant something. And then now, like, I'll see my kids, and I'm like, I asked my youngest, I'm like, hey, where do you? Nah, dude, this dude is something else. He was like, nah, he don't like anything like that, but he'll P&G's.
What's that?
In Rialto, it's a hamburger spot.
I've never heard of it.
Oh, it's pretty good, dude.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, it's in Rialto, but ask Leo, dude. He's probably been there, dude. That guy, dude. He's like, I always tell him, like, the reason why he's one of my legends, dude, is he's found who he is as a comic and his voice. It's just him actually getting out there.
I know. I'm trying to push him to do more shit.
Yeah, everyone does. And I'm like, bro. And he goes, nah. And I'm like, bro, I'm not. He
gets brought up the most on this podcast, like by everybody.
Because he's just that dude. Like I said, when he watches you, it's in the intent of a fan of comedy.
He gives me a lot of notes, but I don't listen to his notes.
No, but he's giving me some notes too, and I take what he says and write differently. No, right? Whatever he says, I just write my opposite.
Like, he told me the other day when I went to Chatterbox, he's like, I wouldn't say that as a joke. I wouldn't say that. I went and said all of them, and they did fine. So
yeah, well, because just the environment there of like the ambience of what Chatterbox has given is.
I've never had a bad set there. I've never been told anything there, so I maybe I haven't pushed the line there.
You go that way. Like the times I have seen your shit, I don't think that you ever like hate. I don't think I've ever seen you really hate comic.
I talk shit. I make fun of myself. I do race jokes. I make fun of all the races, but I do it in a likable way. I don't do it in a
I
hateful
can't
way.
do that, dude. I can only make fun of a few.
In my set, I make
They're
fun of
like,
everybody.
he looks like, it's like Drake. You know, people don't take Drake serious. They take Kendrick serious.
He's not
That's why
gangster.
I tell people I'm fucking the Drake of comedy, dude.
I feel like in comedy, you just got to be likable. You got like 30 seconds to get the audience to like you.
Yeah.
So your first opening joke matters, you know, like.
I think even I tell people because some people have like I just had one of the door guys, Evan, very young comic, very like very young, but you could see that the writing concepts are there. He's just writing a little bit ahead of his age, and so I think that's why it's awkward for him. But I think when give him another year, and that kid's gonna be talking.
This isn't a race, you know. Like there's certain people who come on the scene and then within the year they're booking shows, doing all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
And then there's certain people who've been doing it for years and don't really do shit. But it doesn't matter because those people that get put on those shows, is the quality of their jokes good? Like this is a controversy I've talked about recently. Like there's a lot of comedians that got famous for doing TikToks or doing this and that.
Yeah.
And they got 60,000 followers, 70,000 followers. I go to their shows, there's no audience there. Their jokes suck. And I'm like, what is this shit? Like, how is this guy getting booked on clubs? Like, I'm not trying to hate.
Yeah.
But this is why, like, I hate open mics, but it's a part of the process. You need to do open mics.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people that just jump in the scene, just go straight to clubs. I don't know how the fuck they do it, but they do it.
Bring them.
Yeah.
Because what they'll do is the one thing that I always tell everyone I never went to a school. I never went to anything like that. I rarely take notes from others. I'll run a joke by and I'll have people tell me like I need to hear you tell it because your delivery is different than how you write.
You know, one reason why too I don't take tags or notes from people is sometimes I've gotten tags for shit and I've heard those from other comics.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, that's that guy's joke. No, that's that guy's joke.
Yeah.
So like I already know. Like I'm just like Leo. I know comics too. I don't know as much of the IE comics like he does, but I've heard enough comedy where I know that that's somebody else's joke. You know, like, and I've seen comics do other people's jokes, and I don't say anything, but I'm just like, yeah, like don't be that guy.
I wouldn't, and that's part of me too. Is like the goats that I chose when I first started, like the 5 that I started, where I was like, I'm gonna be better than them. I realized each one of them right creatively, right? And so that's where I was like, okay, I'm gonna fuck. And someone lit, dude, the first time I did Back to the Grind, you've had this comic on here and interviewed him and everything. And I always tell people he was my villain when I first started this shit, right? And he doesn't even know it. And I remember someone asked me like, "Oh, do you hate him?" And I go, "No, because in reality, because of him, I am the comic I am right now because I was like, I'm gonna fucking anything. If he walks on the same stage as me, my set's gonna murder his set 24/7.
See, I try to do comedy for me, you know, like every set I do, I want to be better than the last one, you know. And there's people who are ahead of me who've done it less than me. That's okay, you know. This isn't a race. I'm not a jealous person. I'm happy for you. If you do something cool.
Yeah.
But in my mind, like if someone ever talks shit about me, I'll just stop and think, are they doing better than me in my real life, in the real world? Probably not.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't get fucking mad.
Yeah.
If some open micer is gonna talk shit about me and he lives with his mom or something and doesn't even have a job, like, am I really gonna be upset about that guy?
Yeah.
So fuck it, you know, like they might get ahead of you, but they also might have more time to do comedy.
Yeah.
Like,
well, no, my thing was too is like to say an outlandish comment and not know the individuals that you're saying it to. Right.
Listen, I've had a comic DM me one time. It's like, do you eat a bag of dicks? Like, okay, thanks. Like, was that necessary? And then I went back another time and I killed it. So like, whatever, you know, like.
Yeah. Well, no, it was just we were in line and this individual, like obviously because it was like the New Year's comics, right? And so there was a ton, and he goes, "Man, I can't believe how many New Year's comics. Mind you, this is my first time going everything. And this is Nick Laney has just gave me his golden ticket to come to this mic, and I'm in line, and fucking this individual's walking past me, and he goes, "All these new comics, I hope they fucking choke tonight." Right? And I look back, and I was like,
I think I already know who you're talking about.
I was like, you're about to fucking. You're about to know who I am, brother. Like,
I've had comics who I've met before, and then I've tried being cool with them, and then they unfollow me or whatever, and then I do shows with them, and they're like, "Oh, good set, man." Like, fuck you. Like,
yeah,
like people will hate on you for no reason just because you do this or you do that. Like people want to hate on you, but who cares? Like, we're not for everyone. I'm not gonna sit and worry about what people. I know for a fact people don't like me. I don't care.
Yeah.
I've ran into comics where they wanted to do this podcast, and then they get mad because I'll tell them I'm booked out, I'm doing this, and then they get offended. Like, fool, I'm one person.
Or they feel like, man, why'd he go before me?
I had a fool who literally hit me up as like, "Hey, I'm available at this time and this." I'm like, "Okay," but I'm booked out, whatever. And then later on, I try to book him, and then he fucking canceled on me. And then I'm like, "All right, well, we can do this day, okay?" Then he canceled on me. All right, okay, well, next week you pick the time and day. Never heard back from him again. See him around, and then I didn't even know he just full blocked me on everything. I'm like, "What the fuck did I do to you? Like, you were the one who was being unprofessional. You're the one who fucking." I don't care if people have to reschedule. We're busy, we have lives and shit, but
be considerate.
Back to back to back to back. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, but like I said, I had no beef with the dude. Whatever. Fuck you. I don't need you in my life. I'm still. Are you doing better than me in the real world? No, you're not. So I'm okay with that.
Yeah. No, that's a good way to think.
But let's wrap this up. I'm gonna have you back here because we have a lot to talk about. But I like people like you who can just talk. But we're an hour and 30 minutes in. This is this is where I cap. I have to cap it.
No, we're good. That was quick.
Editing is a bitch once it goes longer than this. So
no, that's why I always tell everyone I think that's why the three of us on our pod went so well together, is because one of us can easily take over and just talk the scenario and
I want to expand this. I want to get more mics, but with the seating I have now, I have to get a whole new setup. But for now, this is fine. Like later on, I do want to get more people on.
Oh yeah.
I do like having it'd be nice to have like a couple dudes on here, but right now this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. No, hey, dude, keep growing it.
But it's been cool having you here. Is there anything else you want to say before we go? Anything you want to say to newer comics that have fucking older comics shit on you? Any advice you want to give them?
I'll always say this, dude. Funny will always rise to the top. Be creative. Write your own shit. Don't use Chat GBT. We'll fucking know. And fucking just like anything, dude, if you want, don't make this a fucking hobby, because there's people out here that are trying to really fucking leave their staple in life, let these people do work. You sit back and just enjoy your open mic at the local coffee shop.
I don't even know how to use ChatGPT. I always have to ask my daughter.
No, that's funny.
I feel like an old person. I literally don't know how to use that shit.
There's a lot of things, like even booking through the books for Above the Iron. It's like an Excel program and shit. I'm like, Frank, I don't know what to do in this, brother. Like, he was like, I'll show you.
YouTube
Wednesday, dude, you boomer. I was like, God damn.
I feel the same way. But anyways, it's been nice having you. Tell the viewers where they can find you. Oh yeah, and whatever shows you got coming on.
Okay, I'm on Instagram and YouTube, all the same. Fil Castillo, FIL_Castillo. I have a show coming up August 8th or August 7th. Yeah, August 7th at 8. It's a Friday. Metabolic Brewery in Ontario opened up a new facility. We're doing that card's like 10 people deep.
Yeah, I was like, God damn, it's a showcase. You guys all doing 3 minutes or what?
He said 10, dude.
How long's the show? This is like a 3-hour show.
Bro. I was like, dude, is this a festival? Like,
fuck it.
Yeah, but no, there's that. And then I'm also a door guy at Above the Iron. Come through. If you're a new comic, come through. It's fun performing in front of a real audience every time. And they love laughing. You can't scare them off, except there are some rules there. But if you come through, you're gonna think it's one of the best rooms right now.
I will make my way out there in the next month or so.
Yeah, try it, man. Try it. It's everyone you ask, I promise you, they had fun in that room.
It sounds like a great place. I'm gonna have Frank on here eventually. We're gonna find the time and date.
That's Hefe right
there. Do me a favor and give me a voucher. Like, tell him that this place is great, or say it's amazing here or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I've had fun. Like I told you.
Use your pest control pitch here, okay? He's got no spiders, no roaches.
Yeah, no nothing, dude, no nothing. I
have a couple rats in my garage, but they're French.
Those are the local hood rats, dude. No,
my little Frenchies are my rats.
No, but if he reaches out to you, come do this pod. Like I said, we talked for an hour and a half and it didn't feel forced.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. I'm trying to expand this shit. I'm trying to put people on. I want people to fucking get new audiences. I hope you gain new followers after this, and I hope to gain some of your followers too.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, oh yeah.
But
you're like, oh, why did Claire from fucking Menifee add me, dude? Like, what the hell?
Claire, please follow me.
Yeah.
Anyways, Claire, you guys can follow me on my personal Instagram, AndyC_comedy, and then everyone from Menifee who goes to the Above the Iron. Follow the Crimson Comedy Show. We're on Instagram, YouTube,
Yes.
Spotify.
Yes.
I put some clips on TikTok. No one cares about TikTok, but yeah.
No, that's weird, dude. I would say women from like 32 to 45 care about TikTok right now, more than anybody, because obviously my girl and her friends always are like, "Oh my God, girl, you see that recipe on TikTok? Oh my God, girl."
Well, they ain't watching comedy on TikTok.
Yeah, well, yeah, I didn't really do TikTok. Like I did YouTube more. Like you, real quick. You told me that your footprint in life and shit like that, right? Well, when you were talking, my brother would say, "Hey, start a YouTube page. YouTube is always the internet's never going away."
Follow us on YouTube, baby.
Yeah, and so that's what I mean is your what you're producing and what you're putting out is never gonna go away. Right? Eventually, maybe in like a fucking 200-300 years, they're gonna be like, "Hey, did you ever go to that vintage site YouTube?" You know what I mean? And be like, "Look at this old clip." We turn it into old memes. You know what I mean? But at the same time, that's never gonna fucking go away. Like you have this. This is yours. You know what I mean? And that's dope, man. I love when dope people are doing dope shit, and I get to have fucking dope times. You know what I mean?
Well, it's been great having you here. Sir. You're welcome back anytime. But all right, guys, we're gonna go. I know you're gonna go to a show tonight, right? You're gonna go catch Nikki P tonight. Are you gonna go to that?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Well, you have time. We don't live too far from there. But
yeah.
All right, guys, follow me on Instagram. Follow me, and good night, guys.
Yes.